Yo guys, what is up? Today I come to you yet with another weekly review of Days, episode 18. And basically this is the conclusion of the game between Seikun and Seisuke. Of course, what happened in the previous episode with Kazuma injuring his foot and he has to be subbed out with Tsukamoto taking his place. And after what he said to Tsukamoto, you would have thought Tsukamoto would have, been upset, but actually made him much more determined to go and win the game in place for Kazuma. So while that's happening, remember Kazuma scored already 2 goals against Seikun, something that has not been seen before because Seikun is known for scoring a goal before their opponents, ultimately shutting them down and winning the game. But of course, Seisuke turned the tide. But with Kazuma out of the game right now, they lost their ace. Not to say that the other players aren't bad, but he was the one that was keeping lock on Himura, so that way Taira's passes can't get to Himura and, it completely shut down that. So they already scored goals. They eventually tied up, and now they are leading Seisuke, and it's looking bad on Seisuke's part. And we also seen where in this episode it kind of focused more on Kimishita and how his feelings were regarding with overhearing the conversation between Mizuki and Taira. Like, he's still rattled by that, even though he doesn't try to let it show. And you would have thought, okay, this guy who is pretty much prideful and is a very assured person of himself, to see him so distraught by hearing these words from the person that he does admire, because he does admire Mizuki. I think the only person he really shows the most respect on that team, not to say that he doesn't respect everybody else, but the most respect, the person that he looks up to is Mizuki. And then to hear Mizuki saying that he isn't satisfied with his passes, this kind of just puts him in like a daze. Like, he doesn't understand what are Mizuki's feelings. He feels like, he's not good enough. And then when they show like a flashback and where he started the team as a first year, and these two were such a duo, a dynamic duo. You would have thought they went to the inter-high, but they didn't. So he made the promise to him that the following year they will go to inter-high. But of course, that following year being what happened currently in the anime, they lost to Saku High. And Kimishita, in the same position as Indo, lost to him. And he starts doubting himself, thinking, if Indo was in Seisuke and he was in his position, would he be able to fully utilize Mizuki's potential? We see where Mizuki tells him, I'm not satisfied. He actually tells him, instead of saying the opposite, saying that, you got it wrong, he actually condones what was said, that he says he's never satisfied because in his head, he believes that he can jump higher, he can score more. And it makes Kimishita realize that this guy's thought process is beyond human comprehension. That Mizuki is such an enigma that you cannot understand what is in his head. You don't understand his actions, and you just have to do what you have to do. You can't even satisfy this guy. It's like, it's more. He needs more. And you see where they're starting to get back into rhythm in the game, and they're playing back as they used to, or even better. And we see where, like, Kimishita gave, like, possibly one of his best passes, and Mizuki lands a goal. And then they do end up landing another goal, which puts them at the same, beat them, Seisuke and Seikun being tied now. And it comes to the point where the episode, we also see where, Kazuma, he's still in his funk. He's still upset that his foot is injured and that he's subbed out. And we have where Ubakata kind of puts him in his place and telling him, you were the person that shows Tsukamoto the light, because Tsukamoto is so stupidly honest that he doesn't really ask for help. He keeps to himself. And the fact that you're the person who showed him something that he never witnessed before, took him out of this, like, they made a metaphor that he was underneath waters. And the fact that you're the person who, guided him, and you showed him something that he's never seen before, you should be able to, motivate him back. And Tsukamoto was about to make a goal, but because of the fear that he had after the game with Saku High, he hesitated with one of his gold shots. But we have where Kazuma motivates him and telling him, no, you can do it, Tsukamoto. And I swear, it was just that moment where everybody was silent. And I was silent too when I was watching it. And Tsukamoto made his first goal of the series. We waited till 18 episodes to see Tsukamoto make his first goal. Now, most people would have thought, okay, that took way too long. But the fact given that Tsukamoto is a newbie, I mean, now he has some, he has some gameplay, he has some knowledge of the game, but still, he has less compared to all these other players he's going against. And the fact that he made his first goal ever for someone that's completely new to the game must be like an astonishment for him. And everybody was silent. It was just like, it had to sink in. You had to sink in for just a second and say, holy crap, the MC finally did something. He finally did something, but he was improving very slowly but surely. And by the end of the episode, by that whistle, it signified that the game is over. So we're going to see the results by the next episode, but it was a really good episode. We saw some character development for Kimishita. We saw our MC finally get the goal that he deserved. He got a win for the team, even though it doesn't officially count. But that just goes to show you that, like, what we see here, we're going to see more of that in the future, but on a greater scale. But nonetheless, it was a great episode to watch. Do drop a comment down below on how you guys felt about this week's episode of Days. The links are in the description box as always, so you guys go check that out. And I'm Kimmy Chan of Anime Legends Podcast, and I will see you guys later. Bye!